Hi guys, this is Piers Ridyard, CEO of Radix, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the idea of DeFi and what it is what people are using as a term to basically describe what I would call trustless programmatic finance. This idea that you can have a set of computer programs that exist on top of a public ledger, running as a decentralized process or a partially decentralized process that allows you to interact with them without having to ask for someone's permission. So normally when I go and take a loan, let's say I take a loan for a house, I will go into a bank and I will sign the rights over to my house to the bank, to the company that is the bank. Big loan against my house that allows me to then slowly pay them back over a period of time. And that collateral is being held by a central party. What decentralized finance holds the promise of is this ability to create a contract of value against not a company, but against a computer program that operates in a way that is predictable. So, for example, with MakerDAO, I know that if I send my ETH into MakerDAO, I will get this thing out called a DAI, and this DAI will have a market traded value of approximately $1. And if I want to go and get my ETH back out of my collateralized deposition contract, I don't have to go to a manager and convince them that I'm going to pay them back, or that I have paid them back and that they should now give me back my collateral. It's completely automatic. If I take out a loan of $10,000 or 10,000 DAI against some Ethereum worth $20,000, if I come back and pay it back with interest directly into the contract, immediately out comes my Ethereum again. It's more difficult for me to get Ethereum at the moment than it is to get a loan from a bank. It's more difficult for me to interact with these things called smart contracts, and I need to have MetaMask, and I have to have all of these complicated extra bits and pieces which are alien to me as a non-crypto user. There started to be these ways in which you could use DAI for more than just having a stable value currency. It started to be a exchange currency or a settlement currency for other things. Uniswap is another category of decentralized finance project. It doesn't require any trusted intermediary. It doesn't require an exchange, and it doesn't even require professional market makers, which normally categorize what's necessary to get liquidity on an exchange. It allows people to just provide assets in normally, one stable pair and one stable asset and one exchange asset, like let's say DAI and ETH, into the continuous function market maker of Uniswap. And suddenly I have exchange that can be done at very, very high volume and very, very quickly, but also trustlessly. This idea of exchanging and borrowing and collateralization and reformation of one asset for another sort of sits at the heart of what is making decentralized finance special and interesting. It's more than just the idea of not having to trust a counterparty. It's the idea of suddenly you have this massive interoperability layer that you can move assets seamlessly between. So if you think about the concept of a centralized exchange, let's take the London Stock Exchange, and then let's take the Shanghai Stock Exchange. And if I wanted to go, right, on the London Stock Exchange, I have some shares of company X, and on the Shanghai Stock Exchange, I want some shares of company Y. Right now, today, if I wanted to go, right, to either Shanghai or London Stock Exchange, I would like company Y. I'm going to swap for company X. Can you do that for me? The answer would be no. I would have to go and sell company X, get the cash out from it. That would probably be a settlement time of 3 days. I would then have to transfer the money to a account that would allow me to deposit it in the Shanghai Stock Exchange or with a broker that works with the Shanghai Stock Exchange, and then be able to trade on that exchange. Like these current financial systems, whilst they're very liquid and very well established, they also don't really have any concept of programmability or cross-functionality. Like, these are islands that exist in the world that are completely unconnected, and the only way of connecting them is this really crappy system that we call the international banking system. The American banking system uses checks as a way of sending money more frequently than wires, because sending a piece of paper in the post for some reason is more cost effective than sending a bank transfer from one bank in one state to another bank in another state, which genuinely boggles my mind. In decentralized finance, what you have is this public ledger that is your interoperability layer for money and for assets. And you have these programs that are able to take assets of one type and turn them into something else. So all of these functions are not just more trustless. Also, money moves so much quicker. And this is where these concepts of liquidity mining and liquidity as a true empowerer of the ecosystem has really come to bear, is this idea that now I can not only stitch together all these applications, but any assets that come into the ecosystem are now able to also be part of enabling the ecosystem to do more and more transactions, more and more volume, more and more value.